Bonjour, bienvenue sur le live. Honkai Star Rail, voilà, c'est bon. On se retrouve sur Honkai Star Rail. Voilà. Salut Océane, quand tu vas... Donc on se retrouve sur Honkai Star Rail. On va d'abord découvrir le nouveau perso qui vient de sortir. Bah ça va, merci. On va découvrir le nouveau perso qui vient de sortir. Et ensuite on fera la quête d'Archon de Penacony que je n'ai toujours pas fait. Voilà. Parce que j'ai vraiment pas trouvé le temps pour la faire. Hein. Donc, on va commencer tout de suite par aller tester Yunli, la nouvelle. Et ensuite, on ira faire la quête sillonnée de Penacony. Voilà. Allons voir si elle est forte ou pas. Bon, je pense pas à la poule. Parce que franchement, elle m'attire pas trop. Hein. Donc, je pense pas à la poule. Ok. Alors. Dégâts physiques mineurs à l'ennemi unique. Restaure les PV au personnage et inflige des dégâts physiques mineurs à un ennemi unique et aussi l'adjacente. Entre une état de parade et provoque tous les ennemis, déclenchant une puissance 100 lorsqu'elle est attaquée pendant cette période. Le contre inflige des dégâts physiques. Ok. À l'assaillant et aussi l'adjacent. Lui inflige des dégâts physiques mineurs à un ennemi unique qui rebondissent 6 fois. Si aucun contre n'est déclenché pendant la parade, inflige des dégâts physiques à une cible ennemie aléatoire. Les cibles adjacentes à la fin de l'état. Ok. Quand Yuli est attaqué par une cible ennemie, elle régénère de l'énergie supplémentaire et lance immédiatement un contre sur l'assaillant. Ok. Décide l'effet de protection pendant 20 secondes durant cette période. Si le combat est engagé en attaque ennemi, subissant une attaque, on inflige immédiatement une sorte de rééducation et une cible ennemie aléatoire. Ok. Ah oui, d'accord. Alors, est-ce qu'elle fait beaucoup de dégâts? Je suis pas sûr. Pour l'instant, de ce que je vois. Ok, bon. Je sais pas quoi en penser hein, de son gameplay à elle. Ou comment on la connaît. Hop. Mais ouais, pas sûr que... Franchement, je la trouve pas si forte que ça. Hein. Non, j'aurais dû faire l'inverse.
Let's make it quick.
Commencing support.
Let's go.
Enemy data sync network activated. Time for a good old counter attack. I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all! Rules are made to be broken. Just a scratch. Let's make it quick.
Enemy targets detected. Enemy data sync network activated. Time for a good old counter attack. Thanks for the support.
Nickel. Elle aussi, je sais comment elle se joue.
Yield. The smell of sin. By the will of the Ten Lords' decree, hereby ordained.
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Let's go. Rules are made to be broken. Too late to repent.
I shall be the judge.
Voilà. C'est rapide. Maintenant on peut du coup,
Speed, not haste.
ah d'accord, on nous permet de faire plus vite ça. Ok.
To the clouds.
Fighting is meaningless.
The wind is rising.
Elle fait du menacing, ok.
From the boat.
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Let's make it quick. Rules are made to be broken. I've no interest in conflict.
Ok. Et elle le soigne, je crois. Ou elle fait juste des dégâts. Non, elle met des malus, ok. Bon. Elle sauve aussi.
We're in trouble now. Commencing research. Deep breath. To travel far away.
Ah oui, non, ça soigne, ok. Et en fait, elle soigne, j'avais raison. Elle soigne, elle dissipe les malus, ça doit être ça que c'est écrit. J'ai mal.
Fight is fun.
Rules are made to be broken.
Piece them up. Yeah.
Let's make it quick.
Let's be friends. To travel
to be broken.
Et voilà. Ok, donc ça c'est bon. Bon, alors verdict sur elle, là, pas folle. Hein. Ce gameplay, je la trouve pas très... C'est pas si fou. Hein. Voilà, donc elle... Ouais. Je suis passé loin dans la mission pionnière pour pouvoir la voir. Donc faut vraiment que j'attrape mon retard. Ok. Bon, bah, ce qu'on va faire, c'est qu'on va faire la quête Penacony. Hein. Et puis, bon, ça m'étonnerait qu'on la termine aujourd'hui. Mais voilà. C'est la priorité à faire. Ok, on va aventurer. Ouais, c'est parti.
Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin. Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Did you really think the Galaxy Ranger was an outsider this whole time? Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who... Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die? It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time. And I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one.
The IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you, I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but you have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way, they've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody... That's not fair, right? So then, friend. That's fine. I'm not forcing you, but I'm really not asking for much, so why don't you at least hear me out, okay? I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IP... Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, so they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions, and that's why I need you all. The reputation of the Astral Express, you get to find out really what happened and seek justice. And I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you call a... Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
Ok, donc on essaye de savoir qui a tué Robin. Voilà, parce que Robin est morte. Et donc Aventurine va nous aider à trouver qui c'est qui l'a tué. Est-ce qu'on peut lui faire confiance? C'est la question.
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be... He doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on, and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death, to try and... That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and we're... Insofar as things are presently concerned. Yeah. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. In a dark forest beset by wolves, ensuring your own escape to safety should be your primary. As for the other questions... I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape. Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger is shrouded in mystery. I'm afraid no one is, but without a doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. Two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time. Two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or, if someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a stowaway, then a family celebrity, then this murderer's motives are It's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companion. Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost. This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare. Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths. And all... hold on just a sec. There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone, and there's no... I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me. Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that gal. What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet?
Et donc en fait, elle suspecte Akalon, du coup. Voilà, ils sont s'inquiètent. Et de la statue de Chrono.
Family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Ok. Vraiment, la statue de Chrono. C'est toujours aussi joli en Penacony.
So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather.
Better unsheath that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
It appears the outcome has already been determined.
We're still alive. As are you. We still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind.
Choice. The bloody
The Taurus fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that eon.
Ranger. You tread the narrow path of the heart. You could never understand. We come from the fire, and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy. Burning forms the entire life of a fire demon. From the beginning to the end.
Your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, They are flame, but my flames are feet. And time is running out. Can you see the planet of it?
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, Emanator, you cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword. Destruction is intense, but brief. Too great.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists. Just as you exist. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense fire in existence.
A bottomless stream. Yes, that's right. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances. They can never cover up who a person really is. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but... Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that, he knows my nature. There is but a single destiny. However, you appear to be ignorant of this. So it's time for me to inquire.
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I've also been wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder I know something about the Stellar. Maybe I can help.
What reason would you have?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise. I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
It's not yet time. I don't need help, but I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death,
Already on it.
and the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for him?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy. I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way, but as you can see, here I am, confronted.
The so-called impossible is merely something that is yet... That's it. Before we split, can I ask you one more thing? Is there anything else in your script About me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Hang on.
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died? I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh zone. I really envy.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan, but we...
I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you then.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that memo keeper said. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this, and we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier murder, too.
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out,
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside. The Charmony Festival is nearly here.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be against malicious actors.
All the while accusing that Galaxy Ranger.
are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle.
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are...
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool, spinning.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start...
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate a case that's in all. Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future. As for that Aventurine... well...
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent was obvious. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, we also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move...
So, you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal to team up?
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their cards before making...
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here. And I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. He's been... forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use...
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Ok, donc on collabore avec Aventure. Ok, pourquoi pas.
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. To do it, the existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking them down? It's gotta... An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. Penacony's guests include quite a few bigwigs known throughout the whole cosmos. He's definitely going for the family, and it's just a matter of how. The harmony is strong in Penacony, and almost impossible to take on head. Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. But this Galaxy Ranger... I was also considering this possibility. Especially because he respects you. I'm just speculating. In any case, we have to be careful when handling Aventurine. He's skilled and he's clearly a born gambler if he's willing to go all in to win.
Aventurine said something that concerns me. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that. It was a groundless accusation, which only serves to... Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a feeling of enmity. However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation Gang and the lost messages. You've met her many times now. What's your impression of Miss Acheron? That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger too. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and fond of being alone. No wonder she's a suspect.
I really love blocking. I hope it's not too soon to bring it up, but I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead, because aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? How could someone die in a... Whenever I see the Grand Theater, I just... No. After all, they've brought everyone this sleepy dreamscape, which everyone loves. Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. It's all so... what a mess. I really want to... But then I'd be just like a...
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the families.
Among our current clues, the two murders that he witnessed are the most directly connected. I suggest starting here. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life? Seeing as we're at the family's behest...
How about we split off into two groups? There are still some things worth focusing on inside...
Worth focusing on? Oh.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himeko and Mr. Yang go out on a mix.
I will. Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express.
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade, and that you're now attempting to
The Annihilation Gang?
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane.
La fameuse quête de
So you
Honkai.
must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitation.
That shouldn't be necessary.
Ça se fait des menaces et tout.
But if it makes the nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron, those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony, I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
D'accord. Donc c'est pas elle qui fait tuer tout le monde.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board.
C'est nous le Stellaron. D'accord. Dans mes souvenirs.
Is he okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything, right?
He's fine. Let's stick with the topic. Gaining my trust all depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion.
Let's
serait nul
leave
si
it
tout
at
Penacony,
that.
mais ça n'a aucun
For
sens.
now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
Mm-hmm. By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No, because the conversation coming up.
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams.
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
The guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch. This music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. You see, memories of you are not yours alone.
Mais c'est quoi cette pote à
They
musique qui
travel
parle depuis le
in
début?
other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead, the Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well...
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12. Father, I dedicate this.
Well done. Dubra. Wherever they go, show.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his progeny. This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted. Then, what happened?
They sought refuge in a land of sleep. Mere children of the flame, this marks your rite of passage.
She won't be necessary. I alone am enough.
When have those on the path of destruction feared death?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies in wait ahead of them. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be done. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. It's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? My name is Constance. A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dolly is not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you, I know what you're looking for. Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable.
Oh. A phone. Wanna listen in?
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement. Under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the independent Sigonian sovereignty has hereby been... The formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system. This move puts an end to the planet's long and bloody history, turning the sensational Katika...
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known for being extremely harsh, constantly faced with the threat of This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyles as they struggle to survive the arid desert.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Ravenous eye of the storm, spurned by all the gods. Land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. Blood, but not tears. You beat us with your fall. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, Gaia, when you took his father, my child was still sleeping in my belly. I don't ask for a peaceful death, just for you to tell me, does the baby swaddle sweetly asleep? Otherwise, why would this child be born to face impending death?
Mommy! 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 Rain! It's raining!
Raining?
It's raining! It's true! The elders weren't lying to us. They really did summon the rain.
Darling, listen. Such a lucky child. Such a blessed May the goddess Gayatri cloak keep your... Let your journey and your schemes. Welcome to this sad world, Kakavasha.
Time.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad.
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming the rehearsal for her ceremony. Using a stand-in, I guess.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic dream created by the family? To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself. Until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced. That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind this.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your behalf, besides Robin, there was another body. I don't know the exact details.
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. This murderer is a psycho. I have to say, the case does represent an opportunity. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. These 2 murdered. What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on.
Incredible, gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of tricks?
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Robin is what she calls mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box, but if that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Or Robin herself, but she died.
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather There were eyewitnesses at the scene.
And the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi. However...
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. Starting to break out in a cold sweat. Do you reckon...
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the... But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then there just so happens to be a suitable candidate. That man wants to see you again.
Who?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature.
Fine. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. Well, without any further ado, let's set off. Lead them.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where
Fortress? Well, I like this metaphor. I dealt with the warlords of the Amanica star system not...
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday, and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would...
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on anyway?
Who's to say I won't sip?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family...
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor. Hold your tongue.
D'accord. L'histoire où vous le point de vue de différents personnages. C'est le point de vue d'un personnage pour la première fois. Ce personnage est donc placé en première position dans l'équipe. Vous pouvez vérifier à quel pourcentage de personnages correspondent des missions au cours de cette... C'est ça qui arrive. Dans l'interface des branchements du destin. Vous pouvez appuyer sur le bouton pour accéder à l'interface secteur du destin. Est-ce que vous avez besoin de changer de point de vue? Consultez le tutoriel pour en savoir plus. On peut changer de... On y va en fait. C'est pas de là. Ah, c'est là. Il y a un bouton ici. Ok, donc en fait on a deux histoires à faire et non, en fait on a... Ok, donc on a deux trucs à faire. Soit le point de vue d'aventurier ou le point de vue du pionnier. Ok, d'accord. Faisons le point de vue d'aventurier pour l'instant. On va faire dans l'ordre que je souhaite la phase. Par contre je vais juste changer mon équipe. Du coup, on a aventuré dans le premier. Ici, on va y mettre lequel.
All or nothing.
Voilà. C'est parti.
Hey, you two! That's a place of business. No.
I was requested by Mr. Sunday to bring...
Oh, I remember you. Veritas Ratio. Your punch virtual particle clock.
Excuse me?
The one on your head. Of course, it's nothing compared to my full pocket dimensional annihilating power armor of...
Right, and as I mentioned,
That's because you can't see it. Like I say, only family can see the glory of the mobile knights. Enough. Get going. Don't keep...
It seems like the idiocy index here is...
A dead end?
The door is shut tight. Looks like we're...
I mean, there isn't a door. How did you...
For security reasons, the family built the administrative site deep in the dreamscape, with the mechanisms hidden in... On the previous occasion, an attendant named Kona had gone to the side...
Well, maybe we should do the same. Let's go and take a look.
D'accord. Tout va bien.
A reward with no risk? I'll take it.
for good old counter! Ready for another?
Hedge your bets.
Still water complete.
Ok. J'avais pas vu.
Familiar.
Commencing support.
It's on me.
Free will, or was it fate? Desperate for living. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Not good.
Watch your head.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for good old counter! Ready for another?
Sure, I'll play along.
Don't throw the game! Happy New Year!
Still water complete.
Ok. On peut pas y aller, donc il faut passer par là. Sauf quelque part, non, pas de coffre, donc on s'en va.
Six nightingales facing in different directions. In obvious...
But are these nightingales?
They are. What's wrong?
How can nightingales be so huge? They look more like torment eagles.
There are no eagles in the five families, only nightingales. Why?
Ok. Donc lui, il est bien placé. Lui aussi. Et lui, pas bien placé. Ok. Et là-bas, il est pas bien placé. Ok. Lui, il doit regarder dans la même direction que lui. Il doit regarder derrière. Là. Non, c'est bon.
Just as I thought. Here's the...
A truly miraculous discovery. Perhaps I should offer...
Really? Well, I thought you'd given up on that already.
I was being sarcastic.
Il est pas très gentil, hein, Dr. Ratio. Franchement, il est un peu insupportable.
Impressive.
Do you need me to remind you? We're in a dreamscape. No matter how grand the mansion looks, it'll not affect Penacony. Stop wasting...
Yeah, you're right. The only way to destroy the family is death. Sunday must have thought...
Allez, c'est parti. On va faire un peu de combat automatique. Un peu la peine.
It's on me. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
Still water complete. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Ok. Mais tiens, entre nous. Ok. Et voilà. Juste aller voir de l'autre côté ce qu'il y a. On peut pas. Il y a un coffre, on peut pas y aller. Je vais passer.
A reward with no risk. I'll take it.
Il faut trouver ses amis les oiseaux, lui. Tu viens là. Et non, c'est ici. Ah, voilà. Voilà. Si, t'es obligé d'être là. Ok. Donc, toi, tu es ici. Et là. Ici. Et toi, t'es là-bas. Voilà.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
Ready for another? Network activate. Time for a good old counter.
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Spend freely.
Destined for oblivion.
Ready for another? Network activate. Time for a good old counter.
Still waters of oblivion.
Juste prendre le coffre et puis je m'en vais. On va pas trop s'éloigner de l'histoire principale. Là, je vais juste faire le puzzle et le coffre.
I'll take it.
but this door is locked.
My friend? Did you
It's a trial. You got to prove your worth to Sunday before you can... If I'm not wrong, we need to find a way to open this door in the hall or this...
Oh, an escape room.
Get serious. I've no time for games. Let's head back.
Wow. That's an enormous helmet. I'd love to build a tall building for myself. Oh, look. There's a noticeable gap in the model.
There wasn't a gap before. That man must have done it intentionally.
Well, with your brilliant mind, you shouldn't have any trouble recalling what was here last time.
Of course. Let's look around. When I see it, I will know it.
Fine. Fine. Why do I feel that we're pursuing a degree in burglary now?
Bon, finalement, on va quand même là où je suis tout à l'heure.
This is it.
Ok. C'est des puzzles éparpillés, quoi. Je sais pas si ça trouvé, mais on en a deux. Ah bah c'est une même habituelle.
Surprising win.
Ok. Passons par ici. Je veux le coffre. Donnez-le-moi.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Ready for another?
Still water to the lip. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Netmark activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Destined for oblivion.
Ready for another?
How familiar.
It's on me. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Still water to the lip.
Netmark activated. Time for a good old counter.
Destined for oblivion.
Ok. Il y a ça à faire. Non. Mais je sais pas quoi avec lui. Ah rien.
Fortune follows luck, just like it always does.
Ok, on est arrivé.
And the nameplate reads Gulliver's Arch. Well, I'm amazed you can remember something this tiny.
If I were you, I would shut my mouth. It's wise to remain silent.
Oh, this reminds me of one of those building toys. You know, with the blocks. Oh, look. The gap is closed. And it fits.
D'accord, il est tout petit.
Oh, good heavens.
Indeed.
Oh, Doctor, you're huge. Oh, actually, I think we could make this work for us. Just find a way to slip me into Sunday's collar and... Oh, fine. Let's find a way to open the door.
D'accord, qu'est-ce qu'on veut faire? Et au revoir.
I'll take it.
Il faut trouver des pièces de puzzle. C'est normal qu'il y ait cette position.
I am an oak soldier. I will be here to guide you through the tour of the basement.
And tell me about the...
Hello. Well, I am an oak soldier. I will be here to guide you. Model. Happy to be a generating guide. Please look behind me. A capsule model.
Ah.
What's up with that? Now the family's toys are trying to frame me? I didn't do a thing to it.
I saw.
Oh, capsule machine. There's no mechanism on the floor. So, I was right. These models have interiors that look exactly like the real buildings. The only difference is that no one lives in them.
Une pièce.
Funny that Sunday puts a miniature that makes him seem like a giant by comparison, right where he can see it first thing in the morning. Insecure much?
Allez, combat. Toujours en automatique, hein, parce que flemme.
For oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Ok.
Ready for another?
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Ok.
Oh, one of the fragments flew upstairs.
Et de deux, nous en manque un.
Pinball machine to lift myself up there. But it's tough.
Il fait des replaques d'égout, lui. D'accord. Alors, là-bas, il y a un coffre.
Oh, great. Doc! I'll need your brain power.
There's no need to yell. I can hear you. The pinball machine must be.
Bon, on joue lecteur ratio.
Of peace.
Je suis un peu fait agresser là, je m'attendais pas à ce qu'il y ait autant de monde.
Enemy data secure network activated. Time for a good old counter.
I'm asking questions. Answer me. 0 points.
Ready for another?
Got the defense. Test. SAS per Kibbe. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. Your answers?
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another?
0 points.
Enemy data secure network activated. Time for a good old counter.
Step up, let's see ya.
Turn out your pockets. Happy New Year!
Nice, like it, my friend. Indulge yourselves!
I'm asking question.
Non, j'ai
Commencing support.
pas fait le bon truc.
Forget your wallet? Don't throw the game!
Your answers? Answer me.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another?
That's what you
Enemy
got.
data secure. Network activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Okay.
Got the defense. Trust. 0 points.
Commencing support.
It. I'm asking. Answer me. SAS per kid. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Enemy data secure. Network activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
That's what you got. Your answer. Trust.
Ok. On va enfin récupérer le truc.
Pleasant moments of solitude are always fleeting.
Oh, you're back. Just place it here. Thanks, Doc.
Ok. On est arrivé ici. Le puzzle de derrière.
Oh, Ratio, you should come in here and take a look. The view here is breathtaking. Honestly.
Ok.
Squash. Hold on. Piece of cake.
Donc on va là, d'accord. Ok.
A reward with no risk. I'll take it.
Pas de choix.
Feast your eyes. Happy New Year!
It's on me. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
Ok.
For oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Hold on. Piece of cake.
Et voilà.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
Tu peux aller par là? Ok. Ah oui, il faut que je désactive les autres. Ouais. Ok. C'est parti.
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counter attack.
Spend freely.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Watch your head.
Ready for another?
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counter attack.
Again. Watch your head.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Net markers activate. Time for a good old counter attack.
Destined for oblivion.
It's on me. No dirty trick. Watch your head.
On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Ready for another?
Spend freely.
Destined for oblivion.
Ready for another? Net markers activate. Time for a good old counter attack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Ok, nickel.
All done. Piece of cake. Fortune follows luck. Just like it always does.
Ok, on va préparer la potion.
The joyous tour of Toy City has come to an end. Makes me feel sad. Well, Penacony isn't all bad, right? I'll use this interesting experience as a talking point at the poker table.
Merci. Ça va.
It's a pity you made it out of the sandpit alive. Sunday is just beyond this door.
Yeah, only I believe he's the one.
Tell me about your plan.
I don't have a plan. I'll just play it by ear. There are only two kinds of bargaining chips.
Looks like sincerity isn't in your dictionary.
Am I not sincere enough? There's no need to emphasize it. We've got to make good use of death. That man's sister is dead, and I'll help him find the murderer. He can't do it due to his status and position, but I can.
On what basis do you believe he's incapable, necessitating the delegation?
Simple. Because that murderer could very well be a traitor hiding.
Do you mean...
That was just an excuse, good doctor. There's something wrong with that woman. We need someone who can keep her in check. It's better to minimize the variable. Moreover, I need to know her identity. If I'm lucky. She could be an important pawn. But honestly, the murder case is likely unrelated to her. I believe my standpoint. There's a rat in the family. Otherwise, why would Mr. Sunday arrange a private meeting? We'll see. Using Robin's death as a bargaining chip, I'll win back my freedom and power. If the chance of winning is just beyond this door, even if that chance is...
Ah, the charming audacity. To think that you, of all people, might emerge victorious.
3 chips are enough. All or nothing.
It seems my puzzles are too effortless for you, IPC ambassador.
I appreciate your words. And I see you put a lot of effort into welcoming me, Mr. Sunday.
Well, this isn't an invitation, but a summoning. Before we speak, I imagine this knowledgeable doctor friend of yours has been of great help.
Certainly. You ought to know this better than I do. He's already faithfully fulfilled his...
Yes, the doctor has assured me of your noble character. He considers you, like himself, a virtuous person who... I have come to know you very well as a person, Mr. Aventurine. You're diligent, generous, and willing to cooperate. The fact that you succeeded in overcoming... But there's one thing I must ask you. That is, you've used your wisdom at the wrong place to meet the wrong person and put yourself in a situation where you...
You don't look too well. Am I making you anxious? If not, then it means I'm on your side.
If I wasn't mistaken, you'd just made a serious accusation against the family.
No, you weren't mistaken. For depravity is creeping in around you. There's no need for us to be evasive. Let's talk about your sister. Your sister's talent is unrivaled in the world of show business. As you know, her voice has been out of tune since she returned to Penacony. Who could be responsible for this? Many suspect the culprit is among the outsiders, but I know. Now your noble status has become a shackle, preventing you from apprehending the murderer and avenging your sister's death. You're feeling anxious because you're out on a limb, but don't worry. I'm on your side.
I'm immensely honored by your concern for me, Mr. Aventurine. Since you're so selfless and generous, I believe you wouldn't ask for anything.
Well, naturally, you wouldn't incur any loss from this. I just want to reclaim what is mine. My liberty and
the box in which the cornerstone is...
That's right.
Cornerstone. I've heard it's a treasured asset of the Strategic Investment Department. A sacred stone that seals the preservation emanator. For an object so precious, it probably comes at an even higher price than...
Well, I'm sure you're aware of the high level of risk I'll be undertaking to bring the truth to light.
Mr. Aventurine, when you are out and about, do you always make adjustments to your appearance? Your tie should be on the center line. Your shirt must not protrude from your vest. Your trouser creases should...
Of course.
But I don't, because it's not appropriate to do so in public. You should make sure everything... I'm not the kind that takes risks. The cornerstone must be in the custody of the family.
No room for negotiation.
Please, don't let me turn you down twice.
Sure. The gift money is good enough. I suppose you wouldn't mind that. After all, a merchant...
You compromised quicker than I thought. Unfortunately, it's a gambler that needs a bargaining chip, not a merchant. I can give you your gift money. The fact that you can decisively forsake the box you asked for, what exactly is stored in it? Oh, triple-faced soul, please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron, so that he will not be able to fabricate...
What have you done?
Under the light of the harmony, all wickedness is revealed. I implore them to shed their light, and I'll ask you questions on their behalf. Next.
And if I refuse to answer?
You can try, and we'll see if the harmony rejects you. Question. Do you own a cornerstone?
Yes.
What a simple answer. You, too, understand that idle chatter leads only to poverty. Did you hand over the cornerstone to the family when you entered Penacony?
Yes.
Does the cornerstone you handed over to the family belong to you?
Yes.
Is your cornerstone in this room right now?
Yes.
Is your memory free from any kind of tampering or deletion, encompassing but not restricted to the techniques of the
Yes.
Are you an Avgin from Sigonia?
Yes. You even know about that?
Do the Avgins have any ability to read, tamper with, or manipulate one's own or another?
No. Does it matter?
Do you love your family more than yourself?
Yes.
All the Avgins were killed in a massacre. Am I right?
No.
Are you your clan's sole survivor?
Perhaps.
Do you hate and wish to destroy this world with your own hands?
I don't know.
Interesting. Now, the final question. Can you swear that at this very moment, the Aventurine stone is safe and sound in this box?
Of course.
Looks like we can get an answer. Open it, Mr. Aventurine. It's your last chance to defend. Please. Are these what you're looking for? Since you came as promised, learned doctor, does this mean that you are willing to take the side of the family in this farce?
What makes you think you can convince me?
I've heard you haven't enjoyed Mr. Aventurine's company. I also understand that you're an avid learner who sees the pursuit of knowledge above.
In that case, you ought to realize that a competent scholar knows their position and wouldn't forsake more vital matters for this.
If you agree to assist the family, I'll share our research findings on the Stellaron. You must be quite aware that, besides the family, no...
Cut to the chase. What do you need from me?
I need Mr. Aventurine's comprehensive plan.
Haven't you confiscated his cornerstone? You can't expect a featherless bird to take flight.
But I've also heard the 10 elites in the Strategic Investment Department have united, progressing together in the interests of the IPC.
You'll have to speak more clearly than that.
The cornerstone, which Mr. Aventurine surrendered. Was it really his?
You question whether he would entrust you with someone else's cornerstone. The 10 Stonehearts aren't as united as you think.
But you know that he's a crazed gambler. The more vocal he is about it, the more cautious I must be.
I never imagined someone would share his way of thinking. Honestly, you should see a shrink. Bring it. The box containing the cornerstone is unique, and only IPC senior staff and related members can access it.
I appreciate it.
Unfortunately, your guess is...
The golden stone. Its color and glow are similar.
This is the very ruse he intends to use to fool you. He won't reveal to you that the 10 stone hearts chisel, and this golden stone is also known as a topaz, not a venturine. And it belongs to Topaz.
C'est pas aventurine, c'est Topaz, d'accord.
Do you wish to confront him?
D'accord, donc tu lui as donné une fausse. Enfin, pas la sienne.
I'm more interested to know the location.
The safest place somewhere you'd never think of. Because he never intended to hide it. In fact...
I see. This bag. Mixing a cornerstone. More precious than life itself. With a bunch of worthless jewels.
Then he makes up some trivial excuse, downplaying the matter, and requests the gift money. This is a gamble, one he's all too familiar with. Betting...
Learned doctor, I am grateful for your help. The family will surely reward. As for the villain, I hope he retreats. It was all thanks to your friend with a keen eye that I could add a blot of utter failure to your storied career.
Ratio, you wretch.
Finally shown your true colors, huh? Oh, and just to remind you, you currently only have 17 system hours left to live. Treasure.
You might as well explain yourself a little more clearly.
What I performed on you just now was the Harmony's consecration. You were to show allegiance beneath the illumination of their grace. Yet you acted willfully.
Is this what the Harmony represents? But is it built upon constraint and coercion?
You misunderstand, Mr. Aventurine. Punishment is meant for the irreverent. But I have seen your resilient spirit throughout these 17 system hours. You will be unable to escape the dreamscape, or contact any of your companions. You only... Should you succeed, you will be able to coalesce into the Harmony and be with your family. If you fail, you will suffer the wrath of the Eternal Centurion and fall into an abyss of doom.
Sounds like I'm gonna end up the same either way.
I indeed do need a servant to help me uncover the evil hidden in the family from an external perspective. I will purge the evil from the inside when the time comes. Compare your findings with mine. If both our findings align, or if you can provide me more insights, then they will truly be able to grant you...
Shameless hypocrites. You took everything from me and still demand the truth? That isn't fair. Your carnival reeks with the stench of cash. Nothing.
This is meant to be an act of personal virtue, not requiring the family's support. Your bag is over there. Do as you please. I believe you can trade. Off you go, Mr. Aventurine. You are free.
This meeting isn't an interrogation or a negotiation. It's an outright execution.
Why would I do that, Mr. Aventurine? I'm just wondering what a passerby who stumbled upon a scene of a murder could have found out. That's all. By the way, before you go, I have a personal question.
What is it now?
Do you truly wish to bring about the destruction?
Kavisha! Where did you go? Oh, I got it back, sister. You went to look for them? That's too dangerous. It's just a necklace. It's not. I can't live without you, little brother. Promise me not to look.
Sister, don't be afraid. The catechins are fools, but I'm smart.
I've won? What happened exactly?
I made a bet with them. The two birds in the desert and me. Who will die first? I won. They suspected me of cheating, but I didn't. I won fair and square.
Of course you'd win. You've always been a lucky child. But that's no reason to push your luck by going up against those bloodthirsty, cruel catechins. Have you... This is just...
I'm sorry, sister. I thought you'd be happy. There'll be no next.
It is important, but not as important as you, my dearest brother. Pain and poverty are the trials of Gayatri Triclops. She has also granted us a chance, and that's your good luck, Kakavasha. Your good luck is the most precious wealth. You're a child blessed by Gayatri Triclops, and can lead the clan to happiness. So always remember to protect yourself. Listen to me, and swear to Gayatri.
Okay. I will swear to Gayatri Triclops to... But sister, if Gayatri Triclops was really watching over us, then why did she not protect Dad when he was swept away by the quicksand? After all, Dad went to the Catechins' land only to prepare for Gayatri Triclops' offerings. And where was Gayatri Triclops when Mom was shivering in our arms? Mom was still pleading for Gayatri Triclops' sister. Everyone praises me for being smart, but I don't get it. If every rain pour was Gayatri Triclops' forget, then how bad were our sins? So much so that we were born in this world of death?
Ok, on revient au niveau du pionnier.
Excuse me, I can't seem to find any information on this artist in the Iris family archives. The photo you provided also doesn't show any match.
Just as I thought. I'd like to ask, what kind of traces do people leave when...
Are you referring to the records when you enter the dream pool? The equipment will monitor physiological indicators, such as heart rate, blood oxygen levels, and body temperature in real time. This data will be included in statistics and handed over to the family for the screening of any data anomalies. Please rest assured, your vitals are monitored in case of emergencies, allowing us to wake you if necessary. This is all for the safe...
Can I trouble you to access the records?
I apologize. The hotel does not have access. This information is managed by the Bloodhound family. We can only gain access if there's a problem.
Looks like nothing can be found here.
At least we know who to look for next. We can ask the Blood... Thank you for your assistance, Miss Allie. By the way, is Miss Robin doing fine?
Fine? What does that mean? Is there something wrong with Miss Robin? The preparations for the Charmony Festival have been proceeding smoothly. So,
I'm sure. Sure enough, no one knows about Miss Robin. I'm not, but that Miss Firefly is truly mysterious. There's no information on her in the hotel system. Even if she's a stowaway, she's also in the running for the legacy. How is she going to sneak into the dreamscape unnoticed?
Is there any other way to enter a dream? Besides
The Memo Keepers have abilities that are difficult for normal people to comprehend. In the memory zone of Penacony, they thrive effortlessly. The hacker girl from the Stellaron Hunters used extraordinary means to unlock the Dreamscape Hotel's seal. According to the scene witnessed by him,
The Garden of Recollection and the Stellaron Hunters. Both are possible.
Who are you guys?
The Bravo team has arrived at their designated position.
Armed evacuation?
What do you know? It's more efficient this way. Just don't let the director find out.
Help me! I spent all my year-end bonus on the snowball!
Hey, check it out! That voice.
To all guests, the IPC will be conducting special operations within the hotel. Please follow the staff in charge.
I'll request a beating for you, Locke! You've been told not to drink during work hours. Take him back to the hotel room. I'll organize a meeting later to properly go over how this incident report should be written.
Miss Topaz? I never thought I'd run into you on...
Oh, long time no see, Astral Express crew. Aventurine has told me a lot about your happenings. It's fine. Do as they ask, and try to avoid any conflicts with the family. As you see, the IPC isn't very popular here on Penacony. Cordiality from the family is a mere facade. If only Aventurine, who carries an invitation, is allowed to attend the banquet. An entourage like us, we can only sit around in the reality hotel.
No wonder Aventurine's scrambling to partner up with someone. The IPC can't back him up in the dream.
His situation isn't optimistic, I hear. You're all helping to investigate some dirt on the family, are you not? Let me know.
Thank you, Miss Topaz. We're on our way to the Hounds to verify some intel. Perhaps you've had...
Yep. They're tailing us right now. Why not go and talk to them? It'll take the spotlight off me.
Ok. Bah non, on va reparler. Ah, voilà Topaz, que t'as-t-il, vas-y.
How does it feel to be in business with Aventurine? That's just his style. All or nothing is his mantra. He's always cozying up to his clients while egging them on to undertake some deep... But Aventurine's luck has always been good. He's always closed all his cases without a hitch, and basically never lost a gamble. As for the 2 cases, apologies, but I don't have much info on them either. All I can do is...
We're carrying out our captain's orders. What do you want?
We made a mistake last time, and we're working hard to rectify it now. We don't have time for anything else. Surveilling the IPC executive Topaz, ensuring that she stays put at the Reverie Hotel during her...
So that's it. They were the pair who were after Firefly at the time.
It's you again. Back for more trouble?
Well, spit it out. Stop bothering us if you've nothing...
So you know each other. Why do you keep running in... That's right. We're investigating a murder for the family. May we access the hotel's dream pool?
Hey! The security officer instructed everyone to shut their traps. What murder? You'd better stop spouting.
That's right.
Looks like they're not going to cooperate. But they did at least tell us that the captain is at Dream's Edge.
Why don't we just look for the security officer then? It's probably Gallagher.
Allez, allons voir Gallagher.
Such tight security. I bet they're stumped by the case as well.
Apologies. The Bloodhound family is running an investigation. Hold on a minute. think I've seen...
How much trouble have you stirred up exactly on Penacony?
Not possible. It was you the last time, yelling about some clockwork friendship while beating me up with that... I'm not letting you get by this time!
Huh? What kind of hand...
Hold on, sir. We have documents authorized by the family that would aid your investigation. If it wouldn't trouble you...
Who exactly is this Gallagher you keep talking about? There've been a few people...
he didn't send you all...
It was the security officer who dispatched...
He'll do! He's the...
Sorry, no can do. The boss said that since it's a matter of the family... Everyone, please leave!
We're really sorry for troubling you.
Another way. That's it! Didn't they say something about... Can you perform it again? That... Please?
Sorry, everyone... You lot...
Sorry, but human lives and the family's reputation are at stake. It is imperative we know...
No, do I really have to get down on my knees and grovel? I didn't think you were the type who would... If that's the case, I'll just have to acquiesce to everyone's wishes.
No. No need. Standing is just fine.
Looks like he still doesn't want to budge an inch.
Let me see. Whoa! It's time to clock out! And no one's...
Huh?
This clockwork...
At least he won't be getting in our way again. Let's go
I was wondering what all the commotion was. Huh. Oh, it's you guys. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Gallagher, sir. Judging from your tone, it sounds like...
Miss Himiko, you're too polite.
Mr. Gallagher, you even know my name.
Of course I do. You folks are from the legendary Astral Express. And, I had an encounter with this gentleman in the golden hour. I remember that little silver-haired girl. I'm sorry for what happened to that kid.
This is also the reason why we've come to visit you, Mr. Gallagher. The Express can't just overlook the death of that child. So we've decided to help the family get to the bottom of it. In the hopes...
The Nameless involved with the family. What an unpredictable twist.
Why? What's wrong?
It's nothing. On Penacony, everyone loves the family. No matter how much one resists the beautiful dream, when the time comes, they too will find it hard to let go. Who wants to leave a warm nest?
Mr. Gallagher seems to be getting at something.
You got it wrong. I'm not. You want to discuss the case? Sure. Come with me. This is not a...
Even after that chilling tragedy, this dream is still, other than the family of the Harmony, it's hard to imagine any other power in the universe.
The family itself is a huge, perfect building. Each member of the family sees themselves as a piece of the divine puzzle, revolving around a singular core and a shared ideal. Under their command, they loyally fulfill...
Interesting analogy. Perhaps that's why Penacony's beautiful dream has...
The human body has its limits. And so...
That doesn't sound like the kind of comment a Galaxy Ranger would make.
Just pointing out the facts. Mr. Yang will definitely have a better sense of what's going on than I do.
Why do you say that, Miss Acheron?
The beautiful dream is crumbling.
But not because of a particular eon, a particular faction, or a particular visitor. Its collapse stems from a certain inevitability of human nature. As people immerse their souls in the dreamscape, where consequences and pain cease to exist, and only ease and pleasure prevail, they draw closer and closer to necrosis. Regardless, also this necrosis will diffuse and spread. One piece of the puzzle's mutation will eventually cause the entire building to...
In the end, the dreams that people built in the name of freedom became the cage that imprisoned. I'm sure you've gained a lot from this trip, Miss Acheron. Are you willing to share?
Of course. That's if I remember. Don't mind me. It's just a habit. Owing to events in the past, I've become easily... forget.
Take your time.
That should do it. I vividly remember everything.
The moment of daybreak. I've heard that's where the Dawn Factory, which processes the fountain.
Behind the dreamscape song and dance stand many imagination factories. Workers create all kinds of whimsical works day in and day out in their dreams. Then they return. They say it will suffice. Experiencing the bizarre and motley dreamscape is the best reward. There I encountered a young woman who had just come of age. The perfect time to indulge in beautiful dreams. Her greatest wish was to one day move to the golden hour and see them. For certain reasons, her wish was difficult to fulfill.
Gilded Hour. It's said to be Penacony's current...
Yes. It is a fortress-like financial city, the economic heart of the dreamscape. The Pepeshi people of the Alfalfa family are there to keep it running. Everyone there is exquisitely dressed and always in a hurry. The greatest wish of the local Pepeshi people. I've never met anyone who is willing to talk. I could only stand at the crossroads, watching crowds of people hurrying like the wind through the jungle of steel, only to deposit the Alfalfa credits that they... I don't know if they would open the vault door, but before I left, I witnessed a well-dressed Pepeshi person plummet from the sky.
I hear the Blue Hour is very romantic. Do you?
Perhaps Mr. Yang has heard. There is a large boat called the Eventide, anchored along the Sea of Dreams, where soft music... I ran into a wizened lady there. She was at the dock, waiting for her long-departed lover to return. Waiting for... In the humid sea breeze, she spoke of her own youth. Like many who desired wealth and love, they came to Penacony to pursue their dreams. Alas, finally, she suggested we continue our conversation on a boat in the shallows. I agreed and boarded the boat with her. But she never said anything. Her eyes absent. Finally, we retreated to the beach.
The dreamscape of chic, luxury, and consumerism, the moment of dusk. My companions have been there too.
Then you all must have seen those who are attempting to realize their dreams. Or have realized them. Scattering money as if it were dust and betting. I saw an Intellitron there, who was preparing to auction himself. When someone wins a bid, under stipulated periods and rules, that Intellitron had been auctioned off a dozen times, and I participated in his 13th. This time around, there were no successful bids for him. This is what I've seen and heard along the way. Someone once said to me, Penacony wasn't like this a long time ago. I've traveled through the reality and dreamscape of the planet of festivities. Watched the tides of night rise and fall when time stopped for people. Were the spirits of the rich. This is why I think the collapse of the beautiful dream is inevitable.
There might be a way to change everything.
Perhaps. But if this is indeed the world that people desire, if this is precisely why life chooses...
Miss Acheron, now... There was a man from my homeland who, at a time when the world was grappling with he wove together the dreams of everyone in the world, linking people's dreamscapes. and shouldered this burden himself. Since that moment, the giant stood between heaven and earth, becoming the pillar of the world's existence. As a price, they slumbered in a dream, devoid of disaster and pain, living out their days peacefully in the man's created utopia. And it is because of the wishes of those people who wished not to.
And yet, you stand here right now. Which also means that man failed.
Because people must always move towards the future. Even if human weaknesses make them pause when they... And that man, he was never a failure. Like everyone in that world, he was the sun chaser of legend, soaring towards the sky and embracing. He ascended to heights uncharted, only to come face to face with the sun, a place not visited by anyone before. His wings would melt because of it, only for him. Countless others would surpass him, soaring to even greater heights.
A fitting metaphor for the Nameless's trailblazing spirit. Thank you, Mr. Yang. I know what you wish to confirm. The universe has innumerable similar, yet different worlds. In these worlds, there are I too have embarked on journeys, encountering old friends with familiar faces on different worlds, witnessing their destinies, even if not completely similar. The story you just told, I ended that man's life. Alone. I am not who you think I am, nor will my home be as fortunate as your world.
I am sorry.
It's fine. I don't mind, so long as I can alleviate your suspicions.
There's something I still wish to know, Miss Acheron. Under that representation of the hunt, exactly what...
Mr. Yang, before answering that question, I wish to continue the previous. I like your analogy very much. Indeed, birds are born to fly. But in a distant past, their ancestors could only gaze at the sky in envy. They saw that faraway ray of light from above the heavens, piercing through the clouds and blanketing the earth. And so, time and time again, generation after generation, the birds spread their wings and took to the sky. Then, what if the last bird finally soars into the sky, only to realize that the end of the light is not the sun? Then why, exactly, do we even walk towards the light?
Long time no see. Having fun on Penacony?
This voice, it's not Constance. Could it be?
Though I don't know exactly what you are, my bullets will find you. Until then, you best find a casket store on Penacony and ask the owner to reserve a good quality casket.
Imposter? I see. She gave my whereabouts. Who are you?
Huh? Did I make a mistake?
I'm the Garden of Recollections memo keeper.
Not bad. This is the kind of tough challenge I like. You that imposter's body?
I don't know what you're talking about, but you know Acheron, the Galaxy Ranger, yet.
Are you asking me to write you?
Not quite. I only want to ask, how She's clearly not a path strider of the hunt, but you are, aren't you?
Sure. Never thought I'd come across an ally. Well, I'll be on Penacony soon. That lady's passed. Well, nobody knows. But if all you want is a simple answer, sure, is an emanator who should not exist.
On rechange de point de vue. Encore.
You look pale. Or is...
I didn't think you'd have the...
I thought this was exactly what you wanted. After all, just tell me if you can't...
So, the genius of the Council of Mundanites wants to be...
Yes, and I'm pretty sure the people at the Strategic Investment Department would love to be notified of your death in due time. But let's...
Great. Then tell your people that Aventurine is ready to go in 17...
Oh, you've got a lot of nerve. How exactly do you plan on...
Well, my conversation with Sunday convinced me that there's a traitor in the family. That they hold the secrets of Penacony. So, I even managed to recover the gift money. Things haven't gone this smoothly since I walked through the doors of the Reverie.
Sounds like a very elaborate way of saying...
That's all I can say. Have you forgotten to go? Do what you must. I look forward to the sight of the eye.
That's true, but what's your plan? Did you conceive...
Well, who knows? Maybe that's why I'm handing out cash even when I'm about to bite the dust.
You are indeed a gambler.
Maybe I am.
Fine. Here, take this.
What's this? Medical advice? You catch on pretty fast, Doctor. Asking me to solve a case without giving a single clue. How typical of you. But the way you're all on edge about that stowaway... it's just as I guessed it would be.
Ok. Donc d'autres avec Aventurine du coup. Aventurine, d'accord. Waouh, ah oui, c'est tout fou. On voit plus rien. On va pouvoir soit Aventurine, soit Bouchanier. On va continuer avec Aventurine.
The world. You. Wait. I get it now. This is some... You youngsters are always looking for a quick way to get an audience. But you know what?
Great show will start soon, old man. But before that, I need to ask you something.
Ah, I see. Another fearless youngster looking for death. Huh? Death? Not even remotely innovative. I bought it from Dr. Edward. He claimed it was... The effects were awful.
Is that...
Yeah, what else can you expect? Don't put too much stock in the Penacony movie industry.
What a joke. Well, I'll leave you be. A monster covered in eyes. That sounds like the Memory Zone meme. But buildings and lights... I can feel something.
Would you be willing to support my performance? And keep the Song of Beauty Wow, how fabulous! But why would you give such a wonderful...
Well, you see, I can't...
That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much.
Sure thing. By the way...
Death? That's a pretty scary topic.
Oh, you see, I'm a tabloid reporter collecting ghost stories in Penacony.
Well, if you're up for some gossip, it's not about death, but there have been some rumors about a guest at the reality hotel who fell into a deep sleep and didn't wake up. It was like they were in some sort of coma. Nobody knows what caused it, but luckily the customer eventually regained consciousness. Well...
Thank you. This will make for a unexplained coma. That's actually what happens to your body if your brain dies in a dream. The disturbing voice in my head. It's getting closer.
A sip of liquor. A blissful reprieve. To drown a... Oh? You're giving these or are you just pitying me? Well, it really doesn't matter.
You really shouldn't drink so much Soul Glad, my friend.
Oh? Maybe I really should quit.
The devil of Soul Glad?
They say it loves to appear to drunk people. Especially the ones who are...
Yeah. Does everyone have to go through so much torment before joining?
Take care, my friend. If you ever find yourself in danger, remember that the hound... You don't look good, my friend. If you need assistance, I can contact the hotel and...
That won't be necessary. I have some business to attend to.
All right, then. If you ever need help, don't hesitate to...
Well, actually, I do need a favor. As the
Stowaways? How could there be stowaways in Penacony?
All right. Good luck with... what was I even thinking? Family...
Not enough. You want to talk to me? Sure.
C'est
But
Uma.
nothing too sensitive,
Je sais pas si
okay?
c'est elle est toujours sur le live. Hein.
Huh. Wealthy people have fancy ways to enjoy this dream. But to be... So, are you trying to be the prince from the tale? Handing out his gold leaf garnet and melting his...
I'm flattered. I'm no prince, and I just thought these gems would help you speak. So?
Another curious soul. I see. Well, that was a...
How did your boss talk you out of it?
Well, she simply said, covering baseless urban legends like that would make us look like some third-rate tabloid. I thought about it, and she had a point. Reporting on stuff like blowing out birthday candles and getting spooked by nightmare ghosts isn't exactly professional material.
Il est désormais banni de cette chaîne. Ah, carrément. Pourquoi? Bon. Il est même pas banni temporairement, il est banni définitivement.
Guess she's got a point. Thank you for sharing.
Pourquoi ça fait un message? Fais, si tu veux. Ouais, non, je sais pas. Bon. Wizbot a décidé de le bannir. C'est radical.
Were you wanting to talk to me? Sorry, Is this a gift? For me?
Yes, it's for you.
Is this for real? Someone is actually giving me a gift.
No, it's not much. I just want to...
I knew it. What's on your mind?
Neither.
Oh, you sound just like my father. Always warning me about danger. He's an Intellitron, so his dream entry methods are different from us organics. Can't count on him to...
Hey, stay positive. The Devil of Soul Glad, dangers in the dream, and nightmare. The gems in my bag are running low. Well, let's see if my last lucky interviewee brings some surprises.
Remember what I said. You Sigonians are better off hiding in the sewers. Look at you, snooping around and sticking your nose everywhere. Is the smell of death so enticing, my fine fellow?
Oh, it's you, masked fool. I should have guessed it. You're the imposter who appeared on TV after Robin's death, right?
I heard you got caught by the family. I gave you a clear clue. Befriend a mute. Simple and straightforward, you know? And what did you do? You messed it up and ended up as their prisoner. I told you to make friends with a mute, not become one yourself. You really let me down.
What do you mean?
You know better than I do. Who watch the little songbird that couldn't sing perish right before their eyes? You did, Blondie.
No, I mean... What did you mean by becoming one myself?
Well, it means you'll soon end up like her, unable to speak ever again. But it's a good thing if you ask me, because...
Because I'm getting closer to the truth, right?
Oh?
Why else do you think I'm handing out cheap trinkets all over the streets, fool? All part of the act. Fool's bait. The more pathetic I seem, the more likely you'll come sniffing around. So, now that I've drawn you out...
Why should I help you?
Don't you want to see Penacony descend into... chaos? Well, I can make that happen. I just need an... Did you really mean Robin?
And what if I say no?
Then I'll thank you. Oh, the word no has never sounded so...
Well done. I admit I underestimated you. Let me tell you something. There were 2 mutes, but one is dead now. And the other, though she is still in Penacony, I'm afraid you'll never find her again.
Now I'm completely sure that I was on the right track from the beginning and never strayed, fool. Right now, there are only 2 things missing from my grasp. The meaning behind the truth, and the means to expose it.
How impressive. That's quite a fancy way of saying I haven't learned anything so far.
Not exactly. I've gathered enough clues to prove its existence, and that's enough for me. As for the answers to my questions, I'll find them within...
Oh, really? Only 16 system hours? Well, let me lend you a hand. Here you go. This is my precious, mutually assured distraction button, and I have one just like it. When either of us presses it, the other and the whole of Penacony. If you're really so desperate for the IPC to take over Penacony, blowing up the chessboard isn't a bad idea. Start from scratch. That's where the IPC excels, right? Just press the button when you're at your wit's end. And of course, feel free to reach out to me for my hospice care, too.
Oh, a deadly button, huh? Well, I guess the family didn't take your threat seriously at all. Otherwise, how...
I have my own ways. That's all you...
Well, I'm afraid I'll have to decline your offer. Who knows if your little gadget will actually work. By the way, I have no plans to search for the other mute friend you speak of. I'll handle the rest myself. I'll orchestrate a grand finale for the downfall of the family. And at the climax, the walls will crumble. When that time comes, go ahead, press the button, light up the sky with a magnificent fireworks display.
You're still talking big. But sure, if that happens, I'll stay true to my word. Just don't let me down now, okay?
So, number 35. You're back. Like your new lucky charm?
Can a commodity code really be considered a lucky charm?
Silence! I didn't give you permission to speak, you Sigonian hound. The guys in black didn't say much, so I've no idea what you did to see, but I figured you must have had good luck, so I bought you. From now, your first task is simple. In addition to you,
I've purchased 30. Go! Play a game with them. If you come out alive after 2 days...
You're insane.
Testing out if you're a good...
Aren't you worried that the money you spent on me will go to waste?
I've got stacks on stacks, Blondie. The slave market is never short of self-righteous brats like you. But you look good. And that's why many customers are betting their fortunes on a scrawny brat like you. So go along now and don't let your master down.
How much did you spend?
What?
My price. How much did you pay?
Huh. You really want to know? Well, it was 60 tanba. No more.
I'll take my chances. 30 tanba. If I come back alive, you'll give me 30 tanba.
Are you trying to strike a bet? Yeah, sorry, but that won't do. Don't forget your plate. You're just a chip. A life thrown away in someone else's hands. Either you come back with more, it's all or nothing. Don't embarrass me.
Ok, de retour avec le pionnier.
What brings you here, Gallagher?
Some friends from the old days. Do you have a moment to spare, Siobhan?
Oh, I have the whole day to spare. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This bar offers a wide variety of drinks, but we draw the line at Soulglad. Why settle for ordinary when you can experience extraordinary? What would you like to drink? I'll whip it up for you.
Oh, look! A lady as cool as Serval!
Who's Serval? Will you, introduce me to her?
Oops. She's heard us.
Just spare them, my esteemed bartender. I'll take over. I'm getting up there in age, and I need some practice before I forget the skills that used to put food on my table. Where did you stand?
They're all under the counter. Since our guests have traveled from afar, shouldn't you whip up some...
That's exactly what I had in mind. Hey, my friends, do me a favor. Go around. The discussion might take quite some time. So I'll prepare...
In the bar? But...
Why, we're in a dream, my lovely lady. You can help yourself to anything if you wish for it. Comfort...
Oh, did you hear that? She just called me my...
Even in reality, mixing drinks is more than just throwing ingredients together. A bartender needs to capture the bar's atmosphere.
Only then can a perfect drink crafted with a customer's life story...
In other words, what you get from your drink is down to luck. So don't overthink.
Bientôt, Zen, bientôt.
Indecisiveness has no place when it comes to enjoy.
Ouais, je peux me téléporter ici, ok. Je vais juste faire cette énigme avec Chrono, et puis je vais m'arrêter là pour le live. J'attendais juste qu'ils avaient fini de parler, XM. À mon avis, c'est bon. Ok. Ok.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
Sur le coffre. Peggy 18, quoi? Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce succès encore? Que dans la taverne pour la première fois. Ok. Ils ont lu le moment en tout cas. Violet. Bon, je vais pas aller explorer par là. Juste finir mon tour du bas. Ok. Alors, un autre collant normalement dans le jeu. Ok, bon, on va s'arrêter là du coup pour ce live. Donc, on va se retrouver mercredi prochain, c'est sûr, sur Honkai pour continuer la quête Penacony tout simplement. Voilà. Et samedi, on va terminer Life is Strange. Voilà, parce que j'ai pas fait. C'était samedi dernier, normalement, je devais faire, mais je l'ai pas fait. Mais du coup, samedi, on termine Life is Strange, on colore. Comme ça, la semaine prochaine, on peut commencer un autre jeu. Donc, voilà. Donc, merci d'avoir regardé ce live. N'hésitez pas à venir sur Twitch pour les gens qui regardent la radio sur YouTube. Et n'hésitez pas à aller voir sur YouTube pour ceux qui sont sur Twitch pour toutes les redifs. Voilà. Donc, merci d'avoir regardé la live. Je vous dis à plus. Salut, Océane.
Hmm.